All right, today we got a 5.6 to 5.7 optional review video. It's going to cover absolute value inequalities and solving, graphing inequalities. So if you look down at number 1 and number 2, big thing to remember is you need to isolate first. Okay, before you do anything, you need to isolate first. And actually, while we're here, I'm going to change problem number 2. I've already made this video twice and screwed this up, so we're going to fix it now. Can you cross off number 2 and change it to positive 2, absolute value of x minus 2 plus 7 is greater than 17. I made a couple changes. So can you please change number 2 right away? Okay, so now that we have the right problems, let's try to solve. So again, I said isolate first. So before you do anything, draw the wall and get the absolute value isolated. So we're going to add 5 to both sides. And we get negative 6, absolute value of x plus 3 is greater than negative 12. And then we're still not isolated. We have to divide by negative 6, divide by negative 6. But don't forget, dividing by a negative, we have to flip the symbol. So we're left with absolute value of x plus 3 is less than 2. And then once you're isolated, I want you to stop and make a decision. We need to get our double inequality, right? So is this going to be a less than sandwich or a greater where you set up two inequalities? And it's all in the symbol. This is a less than symbol. Less than symbol means less than sandwich. So go ahead and make a sandwich with x plus 3 in between 2 and negative 2. And if it's a less than sandwich, the trick is these are always less thans. All right, and you guys know how to solve a sandwich. Draw your double wall. If you minus 3 from the middle, you have to minus 3 from the left and the right. And we should be good. It's negative 5 is less than x is less than negative 1. And you also know how to graph this. Open circle at negative 5, open circle at negative 1, and the less than sandwich is everything in between. How it really reads is less than negative 1, but greater than negative 5. Okay, but now let's try 2. And please, I hope you guys had changed number 2, right? There was a typo. Make sure you change number 2. And same thing, isolate first. So we're going to draw the wall, and to start isolating, minus 7 from both sides. And we get 2, absolute value of x minus 2 is greater than 10. And then to finish isolating, divide by 2, divide by 2. And we're left with absolute value of x minus 2 is greater than 5. And now that you're isolated, I want you to stop and make a decision. Is this going to be a less than sandwich or a greater where you do two graphs? And it's all in the symbol. This is a greater then. Greater means you set up two separated by the word or. And remember, the first one is exactly as is. X minus 2 is greater than 5. The other one we have to make negative 5, but when we make it negative 5, we have to change the symbol. So x minus 2 again, but now is less than negative 5. And then the solving is easy. Add 2, you get x is greater than 7. Add 2, you get x is less than negative 3. And that's your answer. And then let's make sure the OR graph is right, and we should be good. So open circle at 7, greater than means this way. Open circle at negative 3, less than means this way. So yeah, that's your classic OR. I know these are not the most fun and easy things, but on the back, if you would like a quick review of graphing these, then feel free to watch us here. Okay, so we don't need to fill in these boxes again. I feel like we've done that a billion times now. So number 3, if you are trying to graph a linear inequality, remember we need to isolate first. Okay, so if you're trying to get y alone, we need to move the 2x to the other side. So I'm going to minus 2x minus 2x. And then I'm going to continue down here. All right, so these cancel. We have negative y is greater than 4 minus 2x, but I'm going to switch the order and do negative 2x plus 4. So it's in y equals mx plus b form. There's no harm in switching the order. Okay, but y is not alone yet. It's got to be positive and alone. So we need to heart method, divide both sides by negative 1. Oh no, but we divided by a negative, so don't forget to switch the symbol. Okay, so now we're at y is less than. All right, heart method. Negative 2x divided by negative 1 is positive 2x. And 4 divided by negative 1 is negative 4. All right, so that's your line. Okay, now we got to remember all of our rules. All right, so we're going to begin with the b. So make a point at negative 4. And then move with the slope. And this is secretly 2 over 1. So we're going to go up 2, right 1. Rise 2, run 1. Okay, now, dashed line or solid line. It says less than, strictly less than. So do not include it, do a dashed line or dotted. And then if it's less than, that means below. So here's above, here's below. So we're going to shade everything below. Okay, and then if you want to keep watching, go ahead. If not, feel free to stop. It's a review. I'm going to finish up number 4 here. So feel free to pause it and try it and then check number 4. So isolate first. So to isolate y, we need to subtract 3x from both sides. And again, I'm going to continue down here. We have 2y is less than or equal to. Again, I'm going to switch the order and call it negative 3x plus 6. You don't have to. I just think it's easier. And to get y alone, we're going to heart method, divide every piece by 2. And no symbol flipping here. Y is less than or equal to. All right, negative 3x divided by 2. I'm just going to leave it as the fraction, negative 3 halves x. And then 6 divided by 2, I'm going to reduce that to 3. All right, we're good to go. Here's our line. We're going to begin with the B and move with the M. So make a dot at y equals 3, and our slope is negative, so we got to go down 3, right 2. Down 3, right 2. Now we got to do dashed line or solid line, and then above or below. So less than or equal means solid, right? Because we want to include the points on the line. And then less than means below. So this would be above, this would be below. So your answer is everything below that line. All right, I hope that helped you guys review 5, 6, and 5, 7.